Cookie Monster, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make green tea French macarons. And they're much easier than one would think, not to mention it slashes the price by half or more if you make these at home. So hang out with me and I'll show you exactly how to make these petite sweet treats. The first thing that I want to do is sift together all of my dry ingredients. And so I have my powdered sugar, my almond meal, and my green tea matcha powder. And I heard that you can get the almond meal pretty inexpensively at Trader Joe's, but I've heard mixed reviews about it. I actually found mine pretty inexpensively in the bulk bin section of my natural food market. So take a fine mesh sieve and you want to sprinkle in your powdered sugar, and I like to do this in layers just to make sure everything gets really well incorporated. And whatever's left on the bottom, you can put back into a food processor. Just make sure you don't make it too mushy or you'll end up with some sort of almond butter. So just shake and let all of the snow kind of fall to the bottom. I've set my sifted dry ingredients to the side, and it's important not to skip that step because it is an important one. Now I'm going to focus on my whipped egg whites. So with a stand mixer with a whisk attachment, I've swiped the bowl clean of any residue or any kind of traces of fat that might inhibit my egg whites from foaming and whipping up. And I have some aged egg whites. If you don't have the patience or time to do this, just use room temperature egg whites. But literally all that means is that I separated my yolks from my whites and set it covered in the fridge for a couple days. So when that starts getting foamy, I'm going to add in my cream of tartar, which will help stabilize the protein of the egg whites, and slowly sprinkle in my granulated sugar, not my confectioner sugar like I used in my almond meal. I added in my cream of tartar a while ago when the egg whites began getting foamy, and I'm now just sprinkling in my granulated sugar a little bit at a time slowly and letting it mix until you achieve stiff peaks. This is the peak you want. When you lift up your beater, it stands stiff like that, just upright, and doesn't wilt over softly like a soft peak would. So that's exactly what you're looking for. So all we need to do now is combine our meringue or our white mixture with our dry mixture. So slowly I'm going to sprinkle it into the larger bowl a little bit at a time in about thirds. And using a spatula, I want to fold everything in until it's nicely well incorporated. And you want to kind of use a soft, swift motion because you don't want to deflate it. It's not that big of a deal you don't have to, babysit it and be very, very gentle, but just be mindful about your strokes. Now it's time to pipe the cookies, and on a baking sheet lined with either parchment or silpat, I'm going to pipe them with a piping bag like this where my batter is filled in and a small round tip. So what I'm going to do is go from the middle and make a swirl and drag outward to make a little cookie like that. When the cookies are piped, you want to wrap it to release the air bubbles and let them come to the surface, just like this. And then you want them to sit out about 15-20 minutes for them to develop a crispy shell, and then you want to bake them off in single layers. While my cookies are baking, it gives me the perfect opportunity to work on my filling, and you can fill this with a variety of things: jams, preserves, nut butters. You could also fill with like a white chocolate ganache, but I thought it would be nice to keep it sweet and simple, and I also have some cream cheese left over from some cheesecake over the weekend, so this is going to be perfect. So I have some room temperature whole fat, cream cheese, and some butter, and then I want to break that apart. And then to that, I want to add in my sifted powdered sugar, and then just to echo the cookie, a little sprinkle of matcha green tea powder. Now that my cookies are cool, I can peel them back, and they should release just like that. And to take an extra step further, you do not have to do this. You can just use an offset spatula or a knife or anything else you'd like, or a spoon. I have my filling in a piping bag, in a pastry bag fitted with a closed star tip. I thought it would just be extra pretty to kind of have ribbons of cream swirled in the middle. So I'm going to just pipe it on like that, and then take another one and then put the hat on just like that. So you end up with a really pretty cookie like this. Now comes my favorite part. I hope all that sifting and waiting around and letting it cool and bake, all that jazz was totally worth it, because I'm gonna go in for a bite to see how it tastes. Look how adorable these are. So cute. So I'll tell you what the best part is. That crispy, delicate shell just kind of melts in your mouth, just kind of crumbles softly and just melts on your tongue. And then that filling kind of ties everything together. And the longer this cookie sits, the better it is because that cream kind of mellows everything and, like I said, ties in everything together beautifully. I so hope you guys try these gorgeous, beautiful, yummy cookies out. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is the Squishy Monster, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!